Let's talk about how to structure your content so it shows up in AI search. This is important if you want to be recommended by ChatGPT or show up in Google's AI mode. There's a certain way that these large language models like to see content structured on a page. So I just want to go over a few simple things that you can do to maximize the chance that the content on your page is not just found, but also cited. And this is how you can influence the response from ChatGPT or Google's AI. I actually think the best guide online for structuring your content for AI search is the one that Microsoft put out. Just go to Google and type Microsoft's guide for optimizing for AI search. Or I guess you could go to Bing, it is Microsoft. And what you'll find as you read through this guide is it's actually pretty similar to the advice that we've had for SEO for a while. However, don't let that trick you into thinking that nothing has changed. Showing up in AI search does include some factors that didn't apply to traditional SEO. And many of the factors that are shared with traditional SEO are much more important for AI search. So let's go ahead and run through the most important factors when structuring your content for AI search. The most important is going to be your heading tags. You need one H1 at the top of your page. This is the title. And then each section needs an H2, and if you have subsections, those should be H3s and H4s and so on. Each heading should include the terms you're trying to rank for, or the terms someone is likely to search for when looking for the content in the respective section. Large language models really seem to like headings that are framed as questions. If you can't naturally frame your headings as questions, you can always include an FAQ on the page. And then you want to make sure the first sentence in each section directly addresses the heading. So if your heading is, "What is the cost of pool maintenance in Dallas, Texas?" the first sentence of that section might be, "The average cost of pool maintenance in Dallas, Texas is $300 a month." You want to make it as easy as possible for the large language model to retrieve the answer they're looking for. Now, of course, if you're trying to get the large language model to ultimately recommend your brand, you also want to find a natural way to position your brand as the solution to their problem. And it's important to mention your brand by name. Don't just say we or our, say your brand's name. Once you've addressed the heading with that first sentence, you then want to back up that claim with as many facts as possible. Try to come up with 3 to 5 facts or data points that back up that claim. And this is something that's specific to large language models. You really can't overdo it. The more numbers, data points, facts, quotes you can provide to back up that claim, the more likely the large language model is to trust and cite it. And if the ultimate goal is to get the large language model to recommend your brand, I recommend doing this for yourself at the top of the article. Mention how your brand is a solution to this problem, and then back it up with any numbers, figures, testimonials that you can, without making the intro sound like a sales letter for your company. It can be a hard needle to thread, but pick 2 or 3 data points that you can share naturally in that opening. Also, large language models love lists and tables. So anytime you're presenting a list of something, put it into a bulleted format. Anytime you can justify doing some kind of comparison, put it into a table. Elements like these are much more likely to be cited. This is the number 5 AI search factor from Kevin Indig's Growth Memo newsletter. I recommend going back and watching number 1. We have 6 more to go.